Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be the alpha male warrior. Well, I've actually got an email here from a woman. She describes herself as a successful alpha female. And what I liked about her email, it's short, right to the point, and she's like, where the hell are the alpha male warriors? She talks about some of the things guys do when they go out on dates with her, which is the kind of shit you see in movies all the time. I thought it was a great email to discuss because here you got a woman who is talking about how this shit fucking turns her stomach. So I got a quote that I wrote in this, and we're going to jump right in to her email. And the quote says, "Women want to be seduced and sexually taken by alpha males, not placating, weak, feminized beta males who are too scared to stand up for what they believe in themselves and who seem to be scared of their own shadow. It is the nature of masculine energy to be purpose-minded, focused, determined, and confident even when the future is in doubt. Being unsure of oneself is feminine, not masculine. If you don't believe in yourself and act accordingly, you're certainly not going to convince women to believe in you either. Women will match and mirror whatever you think about yourself back to you. They will magnify either your strengths or your weaknesses depending upon your vibe and how you show up. That is why being successful with women is more about creating a life and lifestyle that supports the manifestation of your grandest goals and dreams than what you say or do around women. If you don't feel successful or like you are on a path to success in achieving your dreams, being successful with women will be elusive and inconsistent." And when you got this archetype just being beamed all over the world for decades through television, TV shows, media, it's trying to make the sexes the same and get men to act more like women and women to act more like men, it just totally screws up the gender roles. And so what creates a sexual polarity kind of gets blurred because both men and women aren't really comfortable being in their essence. And it turns both of them off. It's a turn off when you meet a woman who is unable to move out of her masculine into her feminine when she's not at work because she's used to competing in a male-dominated world. And it's also very unattractive for a feminine woman to be around a guy who constantly is looking for guidance and approval like he would from his mommy growing up. Men have to act like men. So let's go through her email. She says, "Hi, Coach. How are you doing?" "Fucking awesome. I live on the beach. It's like, life is great. How could I possibly complain? I recently stumbled across your channel and website, and I must say, bravo, you understand women. I'm a successful, educated, and busy woman who has done very well for myself." Well, congratulations. "I'm choosy, but I will certainly make time for a great match. I love to laugh. I love to explore life and have a good time, and I get serious slowly." She put some big bold letters. So what does that mean? Women fall in love slowly over time. And what do you see in the movies? Act like a stalker, drag a woman kicking and screaming to the altar, and by the time she gets there, she'll just think you're so awesome, she'll want to marry you and have your babies. Guys are focused on a relationship and locking her down to a commitment. I mean, that's what you see these days. But if you look back 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago with the older movies, it's the exact opposite. Guys were following their purpose, their mission in life, and the last thing they wanted to do was settle down and have a family. But of course, a beautiful, attractive woman was always able to talk them into it. And at the end of the movie, they live happily ever after, and they have the kids in the whole 9 yards. But what you see today is you see the men doing everything they can to scheme and plot. I gotta get this girl. I gotta convince her to marry me. I gotta convince her to date me or be with me or sleep with me. All teaching men that they have to prove themselves. It's ridiculous. Sexual attraction has already been handled by nature. If somebody can't see your own greatness, you ask them out twice, move on to the next. Life's too short. You want somebody that literally is excited and enthusiastic at the opportunity to spend time with you. Not somebody that's going, I don't know. Fuck that. Life's too short. How hard do you have to talk your best friend into hanging out with you? You don't. Why would you want to spend your time on dates with members of the opposite sex that you don't like hanging out with and you don't like conversing with? Date people that have similar goals, similar values, similar interests, and you'll never run out of things to talk about. My situation is coming from the other side, being a woman who seems to attract dopey beta males. Well, that could partially be a reflection of the fact that you're so in your masculine. And if you're really in your masculine, instead of when work comes off, you're not dressing sexy and looking hot and getting your hair done, your nails done, and acting like a woman, the alpha male, quite frankly, is not going to be attracted to that because you're in your masculine energy. An alpha male wants a woman that is completely feminine, confident in her own sex appeal and femininity, but not a woman who's trying to act like a dude. Prime example, we used this one in the past. You look at Hillary Clinton. Does she seem like a very sexy, sensual female, or a woman who acts more like a man? Versus, like, say, an Eva Longoria, who's also very successful and well off, but she always exudes feminine energy and sex appeal. That's the difference between two women. One owns their essence and is very feminine, very attractive, and the other one, she acts like a dude. It's a pretty obvious one that we all know of. These are two very famous people you can look at and you can see it with your own eyes. You can look at their body language, you can look at their physiology. Eva's very comfortable being a woman and owning that essence. Hillary is wearing a fucking mask. She's not being who she really is, and we all see it. Her biggest complaint people have about her is she's totally inauthentic, and that's the problem. I've dated successful professionals and good-looking guys, but I cannot seem to find an alpha male. Again, it might be, where are you hanging out? What are you doing for fun? Are you hanging out in places where successful alpha males are? Are you wearing hot outfits that make you look attractive to men? Are you taking care of yourself, staying in great shape? All those things. Dressing feminine, being girly. Again, alpha, the more masculine a guy is, the more he's going to be attracted to that. And if you're only attracting dopey beta males, well, what you're attracting is guys who are probably and oftentimes raised by a mother. And there was just, it's not that being raised by a single parent is bad, but if there's no uncles or grandfathers or strong men in their lives that teach that boy how to be a man, a lot of times he grows up, he's going to act more like a woman. He can't help it. That's reality. I get lots of emails from time to time from women that are single mothers, and they're telling me that they're using my book to teach their son how to act like a man, which I think is awesome. It's an incredible honor, and I appreciate all you ladies that send me those stories and tell me that. So she continues on. The last guy I went out with was planning our future together on the second date. That's why I teach the 3 H's. Hang out, have fun, and hook up. There's nothing in that formula about planning the future. Now, why is that? Because feminine energy is about bonding, connecting, opening up to receive love, dating labels, commitments, marriage, the whole 9 yards. It's the woman's department. And when a guy starts bringing this up in the second date, he's acting like a fucking mangina. That's just the way it is. But again, when you see the movies and TV, that's what they're telling guys to do. And that's going to brainwash you. If that's all you see, especially if you're growing up in a house where you don't have good examples to follow, or maybe you're missing that masculine essence in your home, you got to learn it from somewhere. Getting nonstop texts and phone calls followed from this particular guy. That's a dude who's needy, who's insecure, who's unsure of himself, doesn't think he has a lot to offer a woman, so he's trying to make up for it, but trying to force things, and all it does is repulse her. Needless to say, there wasn't a third date. The guy's thinking, I did what exactly you see on TV. I was a nice guy. I bought her dinner. I took her out. I talked about her future, told her what I wanted, told her why I was such a great, virtuous man, and probably told her he was a feminist. She says, this happens quite a bit, or the person doesn't ask for a date and gets mad when I stop texting. There's a guy that's indirect, he's indecisive, and he thinks, I got to text her and I got to talk to her for weeks and weeks on end, and then when she sees how awesome I am, I'll ask her out and she'll be excited, and there'll be skyrockets in flight and loud orchestras playing, and we'll live happily ever after and all that kind of bullshit. You got to be direct, you got to be decisive, you got to get right to the fucking point. And when I was younger, when I was in my 20s, I was thinking the same way. I mean, the bottom line, she likes the guy, she's interested in him, but he just sits there and he goes around in circles and never gets around to asking her out. It's disgusting. He's unsure of himself. Well, I wanna ask her out and get together with her and kiss those beautiful lips, but maybe I should talk to her for a few weeks or a few months and then we'll get together. And then she stops texting because she realizes, just like most of the dudes, the 97%ers out there, he doesn't fucking get it. So he gets tossed to the curb. Not a surprise. I don't have time for a guy who needs his hand held. I want a warrior, she puts in big, bold letters. A warrior would ask you out, take you out, he'd hang out, he'd have fun with you, he'd be interested in who you are and getting to know you, and when you start playing with your hair and touching his arm and getting extra close, he's just going to grab you and start making out with you. And then say, you want to get out here and go back to my place and have a bottle of wine? You'll probably say, oh, finally a man, let's do it. How can I attract guys who are masculine? Be more feminine. Be sexy, be playful. Go where these kinds of men are. Successful alpha males like to hang out with successful alpha females. Why do you think a guy like Tom Brady, the most successful quarterback to ever play the game of NFL football, is married to one of the most beautiful, successful, richest supermodels in the world? Because she's an alpha female. She's grinding out. But she knows how to be a sexy, hot woman. She knows how to submit and let her man take the lead in the household, even though she's balling out in her own life, in her own career. That's why. You are who you associate with. You become like the 5 people you spend most of your time with. So go, where are these alpha males hanging out? Fun places, successful places. What do you love to do for fun? Go do those things, and you'll meet other guys in the process that like the same things. Thank you for giving men such great advice. Keep up the good work. Well, thanks for a great question from the ladies' perspective. So if you haven't read my book yet, go to my website. You can subscribe to the email newsletter, read it for free. You can get the Kindle edition from Amazon. You can get the iBook edition from the iTunes Store. You can get the audio edition in the iTunes Store. And if you become a subscriber to audible.com, you can get my audiobook for free. I mean, come on, get to work, learn the fundamentals. I mean, women, they're dying for more guys. It's time to grow a fucking set of balls, man, and start making shit happening by learning the fundamentals of my book. And if you'd like to get my help personally, you got an area you're struggling with, go to my website, click the products tab, and book a coaching session with yours truly. And I will talk to you soon.